Okay. Good morning and welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Church's in-person and online worship. Whether today is your first time here or you've been coming for years, we're so glad you are with us. My name is Ann Packard. My pronouns are she and her, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees. We are growing a community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, encourage spiritual growth, and promote social responsibility while we travel on and care for the earth. A special welcome to those at home who are joining us on Zoom today. If you're attending for the first time, please go to our website and fill out the welcome card so we can know more about you. I have one announcement. Please plan to join us in person at A2U2 this coming Saturday, November 2nd, from 1 to 3 p.m. for a trans safety organizing workshop known as Pink Haven with Reverend Laura Randall from the UU Service Committee. We'll gather with members of other local congregations interested in the work of helping trans families relocate to legislatively safer states like Maine, and Laura will guide us through the first steps of getting ourselves organized for this work. All are welcome. Now we invite you all to take this opportunity to silence your cell phones so that we can be fully present to one another. After the service, please grab a cup of coffee or tea in the kitchen window and stay for conversation, or head down to the end of the long hallway to join a group for the brown bag lunch. Those on Zoom may stay on and connect with one another. And now let us center our hearts and minds with the ringing of the chimes.
Good morning. Welcome. My name is Reverend Tara, for those of you I have not met before. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and I'm the minister here at Allen Avenue UU Church, A2U2 for short, and it is my delight to be with you this morning. Today we gather amidst the cultural and spiritual celebrations of this season. Samhain, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, All Saints' Day, All Souls' Day, all of them reminding us of our connections across generations and connecting us with those who have gone before us. The season invites us to remember. We'll do lots of remembering this morning through candle lighting, ritual, reflection, and song. And I invite you to be gentle with yourselves, especially those of you with grief and loss closer to the surface. One of the incredible things about this season is that it is in many ways about death, about memory, and it's also about celebration. Our children and youth are trick-or-treating the UU values this morning, some in costume, as is their annual tradition. After worship, our first gathering of the youth group will take place, and later this afternoon, our 4th and 5th graders will gather for Our Whole Lives, where they'll discuss sexual orientation and reproduction. We remember the past, and we invest in the future by being present to the now. So, dear ones, as you arrive here and settle into this time this morning, bringing your full self to this place, our time together, hear these words of invocation by the Reverend Leslie Takahashi. In the daily weave of our lives, those who have died are still strong, guiding threads. Theirs is the golden glimmer or perhaps the brilliant red or the melancholy blue. Still, they are part of the whole cloth of our lives. They are the ancestors, the goers before. Through this, we know immortality. A grandmother and granddaughter talk while holding a photo album. In the hour-to-hour rush of our daily tasks, they travel with us through something they taught us, which is now ours to do, through something they loved, which is now ours to carry out, through something we shared, which is now ours alone and yet not. Through this, we know immortality. In the minute-to-minute grasp of where we are, we remember the joys the departed gave us, which opened us up to hope, the sorrows we knew together, which taught us strength, the life shared, which is now ours to steward. Through this, we know immortality. In the second-to-second pulse of life, we sense the spirit of those we have loved and lost. This presence is too shy for naming, too amorphous for full knowing, and yet as real as the days we shared. Through this, we know immortality. They are more than remembered. They are memory itself. For what we love lives on in the way our beloved dead accompany us through life. Their words and wisdom, our guide, their humor, our relief, their restless concern for the world, our charge. Through this, we know immortality. In this spirit, in their spirit, in the spirit of love, we gather. Come and let us worship together.
As we light our sanctuary chalice this morning, those joining us on Zoom are invited to light a chalice or a candle near you to connect us more deeply with one another. The candles where I pray flicker to life one by one, each a small universe of hope in itself, bravely aflame with a desire to be fulfilled, glowing against the dark as if saying, I am here. I am here. Let me live. I am here. Let me dream. Let me grow. Let me become. I light my candles because they embody not only the prayer, but the person. They are the spark of life within each of us, flickering within the air of the Spirit, shining into the cold expanse of space, repeating the ancient message, I am here.
And we light a second candle this morning, a candle of community and of gratitude for the election workers, canvassers, phone bankers, poll chaplains, signature gatherers, and volunteers of all kinds, pushing to the end of this election season and preparing to keep November 5th fair and safe, still hopeful, still committed. Will you take a breath with me? Our opening hymn is number 96 in your gray hymnal or up on the screen. I cannot think of them as dead. Dale will play it through once, and you are invited to rise in body or in spirit and join our voices in song. I am grateful for the days, seasons, anniversaries, holidays, times throughout the year that stop us in our tracks and call us to remember. Not because it feels good, grief rarely does, but because it feels important. Grieving is hard work. You all know that. Often done little by little over time, best done in community. For many of us, to open ourselves to memory is to feel some big feelings: sadness, longing, confusion, anger. But these days and this season offer us a container for grief and for memory, a time and a space for feeling within boundaries, which is extraordinarily helpful for those hesitant to open up the healing parts of ourselves to the light. An amazing thing, too, about remembering is that it's not all about our brains. People feel significant anniversaries, losses, and changes in their bodies beyond cognition. Those without long or short-term memory can access feelings, and that too opens the heart to embodied remembering. I experience grief each year late in the fall as the days grow shorter, the temperatures cool, and sunlight has this certain quality to it. Leaves turn from orange and yellow and red to brown. They fall, and there's a particular smell, a quality of energy in my body that I don't fully understand. And though I can't quite put a finger on it, on what it is, I respect it. And I try to honor what it's sharing with me or what it's asking of me by noticing and being present and feeling what comes to the surface. Here in Maine, we now have the anniversary of the deadliest mass shooting in our state's history falling this time of year, a memory of grief and horror mingling with all the other losses we feel, complicating it, intensifying it, perhaps inviting us to put it all away because it's too much. Numbing out, too, is a grief response, and sometimes it works really well. I believe that part of the human experience are feelings, experiences, memories too complex for words. Too complex for words. Loss leads us into that territory where, in Reverend Takahashi's words, we sense the spirit of those we have loved and lost, but presence is too shy for naming, too amorphous for full knowing, and yet as real as the days we shared. Our religious traditions enter the picture in these moments too amorphous for words. We have ritual. Later in worship, we'll create a memory tree together as part of a remembrance ritual. Each of you should have received a paper leaf and a pencil. If you didn't, they're around back. As we continue in worship this morning, until it's time for placing these leaves on our tree, please bring to mind someone or something you have lost and whose memory you would like to bring into this space, into this season of remembering. You can write as many names on your leaf as you'd like, and those of you on Zoom can type your names into the chat. And later on, we'll add our memories together, and this space, our shared space, will be filled with the invisible threads made visible, made living, shining into the cold expanse of space, repeating the ancient message: I am here. We bear witness too this morning to the 1-year anniversary of the Lewiston tragedy, the deadliest mass shooting in Maine's history in which 18 people died. This event shook us all, and it shook us differently. Some of us heard helicopters flying over our homes for days. Others of us stayed home with our children on lockdown. We felt different emotions, yet were and are united in the shared experience of a broken heart. At this time, I'll invite forward our candlelighters who will light one candle for each life lost last year as I read their names and ages, for the flames of their lives burn bright. Candlelighters can line up this way. You'll light the candle as I read the name and then hand the candle lighter to the person behind you and return to your seat. Ronald Morin, age 55. Peyton Brewer Ross, age 40. Joshua Seal, age 36. Brian McFarlane, age 41. Joseph Walker, age 57. Oh. Arthur Strout, age 42. Max Hathaway, age 35. Stephen Vozella, age 45. Thomas Conrad, age 34. Michael Delorier II, age 51. Jason Walker, age 51. Trisha Asselin, age 53. William Young, age 44. Aaron Young, age 14. Robert Violet, age 76. Lucille Violet, age 73. William Brackett, age 48. Push it up. Keith McNear, 64. Am I missing one? Robert Card, age 40. Hear these words of blessing. Blessing of breathing. That the first breath will come without fear. That the second breath will come without pain. That the third breath will come without despair. And the fourth, without anxiety. That the fifth breath will come for joy. Breath 7, that it will come for love. May the 8th breath come for freedom, and the 9th for delight. When the 10th breath comes, may it be for us to breathe together, and the next, until our breathing is as one, until our breathing is no more. Amen.
I'm going to read the poem Heavy by Mary Oliver. That time, I thought I could not go any closer to grief without dying. I went closer, and I did not die. Surely God had his hand in this, as well as friends. Still, I was bent, and my laughter, as the poet said, was nowhere to be found. Then said my friend Daniel, brave even among lions, it's not the weight you carry, but how you carry it. Books, bricks, grief. It's all in the way you embrace it, balance it, carry it. When you cannot, and would not put it down. So I went practicing. Have you noticed? Have you heard the laughter that comes now and again out of my startled mouth? How I linger to admire the things of this world that are kind and maybe also troubled. Roses in the wind, the sea geese on the steep waves, a love to which there is no reply.
Now is the time in our service where we engage in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts support the ministries of this congregation and our work in the broader community. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a local nonprofit organization doing work to advance our shared values in the world. This month's Share the Plate recipient is MUSAN, the Maine Unitarian Universalist State Advocacy Network, which is a statewide advocacy and public policy network anchored in the UU faith. Donations can be made now as the basket is passed through the donate button on our website, or if you are a member on Breeze, remembering to make note that your gift is for Share the Plate. If you are visiting us for the first time this morning, please know that your presence is your gift to us. At this time, our offering will be collected and gratefully received.
A poem by Ken Sehested, How Dare the Sun Ascend. We all knew it would come someday, always later, mañana. It comes for us all, sure, of course, we know that, someday, mañana. But when someday draws near, for someone you love whose silenced breath soars, when it sears your lungs with flames of grief and sobs so immense you wonder, how dare the sun ascend, the stars to shine, even the yeast to rise? Who authorized the earth to turn another inch? Gravity itself should be suspended, the new moon halt in mid-air with its ghostly light, exposing every predator's stare. All words, every syllable, fail and flail about as if comfort answers to incantation, as if death leaves no bruise, as if sorrow can be shushed away like crows from the cornfield. Only flesh on flesh can convey the pledge to shivering hands and quivering hearts, the implausible news that dust is not the end. Only cheek to cheek and mingled tears chase back fears to their pernicious haunt. For the soul come undone. Let skin speak to skin, with hands gentle brace of countenance consumed in doleful, woeful recoil. The dirge will have its day, the sigh will have its say, but not more, not a minute more than its allotted time. For the day lies in wait when fear will be trumped, every tear satiated, every mournful lament yielding the floor to the sounds of angels clogging, feet pounding parquet in rhythmic cadence, whirling and twirling with shouts of delight and volleys of glee harmonized by fiddle and banjo and bass. The caller of that dance has been known to raise the dead.
Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go.
And holding hand, will you ease this pain?
Today, we have named people who we mourn together as a local Maine community and as a broader world community. But there are many more people that we have lost individually and personally. So many of us have lost parents, grandparents, siblings, close friends, and family, all part of a wide, interconnected web of loss. We may not be able to offer a eulogy for each person today, but we can share their names. And in the process of naming, we remember them, how they have impacted our lives, and share our love for them with each other. In a few moments, you'll be invited forward to a few different stations of remembrance. The first in the corner is our memory tree, made for us by Celeste, where you will hang your leaf with the name or names of loved ones lost. I recommend not trying to stick through, but instead to loop it around. You know what I'm saying? You can help each other. You're very good at that. That's one station. Then there's two more, and they're the same, but in different places. One is on the joys and sorrows table, the other up here in front of the pulpit. Still holding your loved ones in mind, you'll put a pinch of salt into the bowl of water for them. Salt and water are reminiscent of the tears that we cry in our loss, our love, our grief. They are a release of pressure. We often feel better after we've shed a tear. We hope that through today's tears, we can experience the healing that we need through this symbolic act. Once the salt dissolves in the water, we can't see it anymore. It's still with us in some ways and gone in others, just like we carry our loved ones in our hearts, even as we don't see them physically present in our lives anymore. I will make and hang leaves on our tree for those on Zoom who have shared their names in the chat. Friends, when you are ready, come to these tables in no particular order, deepening your place in this community of remembrance and love. All things are now ready. Will you take a breath with me? Blessed be. Our closing hymn this morning is number 86 in your gray hymnal or up on the screen, Blessed Spirit of My Life. Dale will play it through once, and you are invited to rise in body or spirit as we join our voices as one. We extinguish these flames this morning, but their light glows bright in our lives, in this space, in the spirit of love that connects us all. When the 10th breath comes, may it be for us to breathe together, and the next until our breathing is as one, until our breathing is no more. Our worship has ended, and our service begins. Go in love, and blessed be.